Traders, welcome back to another stock related video. Today we're going to be talking about the easiest day trading strategy, in my opinion, the easiest momentum trading strategy for beginners, experts, intermediate traders, all traders alike. I believe that this is one of the easiest strategies out there. And of course, those of you who know me, you guessed it already, the first 1 minute candle to pull back on the 1 minute chart, whether after a fresh breakout or into a red to green. The first 1 minute candle to make a new high is a very deadly setup when it comes to making those good gains. We'll be looking at a lot of examples. Let's say 5, maybe 6 examples today of this strategy. For those of you who are looking into momentum trading, I trade this one religiously almost every day, right? It's one of my go-to strategies. In fact, it's my favorite strategy of them all. The first 1 minute candle to make the new high. If you guys do enjoy the video, be sure to hit the thumbs up button. If you're new, consider subscribing. In the video, we'll talk about when to trade it, when not to trade it, market sentiment and how it plays a role, different things that I look at in terms of indicators to get long into the trade, and so forth. So hit that thumbs up button and let's jump right into it. Here we go. All right, guys, before we jump into it, I do want to say Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays for all of those who are celebrating and enjoying the time here with family and friends, right? It is Christmas Day. This video will be uploaded today, the 25th here of December 2021. So here we are. These videos will be for my last, let's say, 2 weeks, right? Just to show you guys how recent it is, right? This one here from the 22nd. So let's jump right into it. Once again, hit that thumbs up button and here we go. So the first 1 minute candle to make the new high, right? Let me make sure to mute this video here. And then in fact, I'll mute all of them so I don't forget, so we don't have a voiceover, right, going on. There we go. But yeah, these videos are pretty recent, right? December 8th, like all from this month, right? So we'll look at 4 examples where we have winning trade and 1 example of a losing trade. I believe one of them I missed the setup from, if I'm not mistaken, too. So in episode 2, right, so we'll do another episode as well. Episode 2, we'll do more setups that are after breakouts versus, let's say, the red to green or the very first candle of the day to make the new high. So here we go. December 21st, I'm watching at stock BFRI. So here we go. All right, here we go. So I'm looking, can we get that 1 minute candle to make the new high right here? The level is about 985, right? So watching. Right now I'm just kind of waiting for volume, and it seems to be holding the VWAP here at 68.70, right? So support is looking okay down there. And I want to see a push over 85 for a possible break of 10. I have 800 shares at the ready. Here we go. Volume starts to get in. I'm liking how it's looking here. I'm going to take the long, I believe, at 85 pretty soon. There's some more buyers. So I know 92. I'm long at 92. I'm in a little higher, but okay. And there's a push to 1020 for a high. Almost instantly. And it's like a nice quick scalp. So we talk about momentum trading, scalp trading, where we're breakout or bailout, we're in or we're out of the trade. I'm in there at 92, right? And some of you probably would have been long at 85, maybe even 70 when it was holding the low right here in anticipation of having the move work and play out properly. And so these are the kind of setups that I'd like to start the day. I'm in, I'm out, and we get a nice move. So that's example number 1, right? The first 1 minute candle to make the new high. This stock is going to eventually go a little bit higher too. I mean, we can watch it play out here. I got back in. Let's see. I don't remember if I took another win. Okay, so a bit of a loss, right? We had 140. We came down to $80. But I'm going to be out a little too soon, I believe, right? It's holding here around 9 now. We had a pull back to 993. But it's starting to hold up at here at 10, and you see buyers coming through at 17. And here we go, boom. So if you do hold longer, I mean, you probably could see a bigger winner sometimes on some of these trades. So I'm going to make 80 bucks right there, but still, you guys see how the setup is playing out, right? The setup itself is working out well. We're attacking the pre-market highs, and that's pretty good. So that's example number 1. So example number 2 is going to come December 20th. So you see how it's almost every day, man. December 20th, I'm watching here, different stock, GRTX, right? Different stock. Let's make sure the HD is good here. So here we go. All right, I'm watching, I'm waiting. Once again, notice how most of the times we're above VWAP and holding at VWAP, right? And so this trade, once again, some people will buy the lows. Even myself, one of these examples, I will be buying the lows. I'm not sure if it's this one, but I'll be basically buying VWAP and in anticipation that we can break over this red candle. And so VWAP right here is around 340. If I'm in here at 43, 44, my stop is right below that level. And I'm watching to see, can we get over the high of this candle, high of day, and then the pre-market highs. So similar to what we saw the last trade just do. Every day, guys, every single day, this is one of the setups that I look at. The quality here seems a little distorted on this video. I wonder why. So here we go. All right. I do apologize for the quality on this one here. This particular video seems like the quality is a little bit messed up. So I'm in there at 42, and I'm trying to anticipate the first 1 minute candle to make the new high. I accidentally got long with 4,000 shares. I was only looking to take 2,000 shares, so I sell half, and I'm kind of watching the other, watching the 2,000 shares, you know, for the move through the high of day levels. So here we go. There's 47. We're moving up a little bit, watching for more volume. Can we see some more buyers getting in there for this push through the upside? So there's a new candle on the 1, and 48 is going to be the first 1 minute candle to actually make the new high. So can we push to 55, 60, 70? All right, so I'm going to sell half. I unwind 1,000 shares just in case we reject high of day and double top. And now I'm holding the other half of the position to see if we can get up there to 75 for pre-market highs. So here we go, watching. Can we continue to push? You know, I'm up unrealized right now, 200 bucks. And so if I decide to just sell, I can take my 200 bucks and walk away, all right, and be done for the day. 200 bucks a day can definitely help keep the 9 to 5 away. And so, you know, these are the kind of trades that I'm looking at on a daily basis. Stock comes down, and it actually dips down a lot right here, looking like it wants to do a false breakout. So I'm going to watch here to be very careful in case I need to unwind and get out of the trade. Right, I probably should have came out already. I mean, I have been talking about me selling a little too soon, but so I gave this one a chance, you know, for those of you who have who are around the community. So I'm watching it here. I believe I'm going to stop out somewhere soon. We test the lows, and so I come out with 80 bucks twice, right? But once again, you see the strategy though. Unrealized, I'm up 200, and so for each of you, depending on where you guys want to take profits, that'll be up to you as the trader. If you want to hold it longer to see the move happen, if you know, it all depends. So there's example number 2. Example number 3. Here we go. So this particular one, look at where the charting is compared to the other 2. This charting is below VWAP, but we're at the level where we can break over VWAP. So we're right at VWAP here. Can we get over 525 and see a push to the upside? This time around, I'm more aggressive. This is a bit of a higher price stock compared to the other one. This one is at $5, and I have 1,500 shares in my active trader window ready to go long. So for if you're a new viewer, by the way, consider subscribing, right? Consider subscribing. If I remove my webcam now, this is me real time on this particular day here on the 9th of December, right? I trade live every single day. So if you guys want to check me out and you know, kind of watch on as I go, you guys definitely can. So I'm in here at 528, and I'm looking to let this thing work a little bit. Can we see a push to 540, 550? This one opens up. There's 42, 48, 54, 57, 60. Is it going to get halted? I stop out there around 58. it's going to even go up a little bit more. There's 70 for a high, right? So maybe I sold a little too soon. The pre-market pivot on this one, I believe it was around what was that, 590 or so right here to this bit of a trend line. And so big move, right? $400. You see the other two, I made $80 in both of them, but was up a lot more unrealized, right? So the unrealized gain in the trade, if we go back here, let's see. So unrealized, I don't look at my unrealized P&L, but you know, during a trade, but just for the example here, we'll kind of look to see how it went. So yeah, I'm up around 460, I believe, at one point, 480. I come out there at 416 worth of profit. So this is going to be an excellent one in terms of just how it played out, right? Good volume. And this is what we're looking for all the time. Can we get a nice red to green? So red to green, first 1 minute candle to make the new high, over and over. It's every day. Now, I did speak about market sentiment, when to trade this and when not to. For me, I've noticed that whenever we're in a hotter market, whenever the market is in a decent place where we're seeing stocks pre-market do impressive things, especially if we have at least two stocks pre-market that are up over 50%. And if we look at this stock here before, and we can look at the other ones too, before the move is gonna happen, this stock is up 75%. We can see it right here. I don't know if you guys can quite make it out. I know that the HD might be a little distorted, but this stock is up 75% already. And so when we see impressive moves pre-market, it's basically a pullback and then red to green into the open. If we look at the pre-market charts, ENSC on the 9th of December, you know, so that is example number 3. Once again, if we come back to these other two, you know, let's see how much this one was up here. This one was up, okay, this one was up about 20%, it seems like. So not too much of a big gap, but something. And then this one here, we're up about 35%. So, you know, we got stocks that are making decent gains. And on that specific day itself, we have a watch list, and the watch list more than likely having stocks that are over 50%, right? So here we go, EFOI. And so look at this, this is a perfect example here. EFOI, look at this charting here. We're up about 89%. And, you know, I'm now taking my first set of trades into the open. So whenever the pre-market area is hot, we see this kind of follow through on these stocks. This particular trade I'm gonna miss, but I still want to show it. It's gonna work out really well. I had 1,000 shares at the ready, but just did not buy it for whatever reason. I can't quite remember. Maybe I wasn't as confident in the setup. Actually, you know what? I remember if we put on the audio, what's gonna happen in this trade? I'm gonna click my hotkey, but I didn't click it hard enough. My keyboard is a sturdy keyboard. It's one of the more expensive ones, right? And so you got to kind of press down hard. I'll actually show you guys here. You got to press down hard, and you got to, you know, be firm, confident with your trades. And so I am not going to do that in this particular situation. So I hit the hotkey, but just a little too soft. And so, you know, I didn't get the entry. I think I would have been long at 68. You guys can go back and play the sound to see. But I should have been long here at 68. I think we're going to push to 75.80, if I'm not mistaken. We got a bit of a seller there, but we push. There's 80. And is it going to break over 80 here? 75, 74. We hold 71. And then there we go, 84. So not bad, right? If we come back, 70 is basically, well, not even 70. The entry here is about 64. 63. Can we get the first 1 minute candle to make the new high right here? So as this volume spike is coming in, this is the entry right here, right now. Even if I get filled at 68, 69, because I'm buying a little late as volume is rushing in, that's fine. But right here's the entry, and the stop on these trades when we talk about the risk, breakout or bailout, right? Breakout or bailout. If it's not going right away, then, you know, we might not need to be in the trade, right? Some of you might have naturally longer hold times. Maybe some of you will hold to the low of the last two candles where we have a bit of a double bottom. Some of you might even hold to the VWAP all depending on how your strategy kind of works. But for me, with these particular stocks, breakout or bailout, can I get in there? Can we see a nice big green candle like this? Can I sell for 10, 15, 20 cents, 30 cents? This one is going to go to 94 for a high. So I'm going to miss this particular trade, but really nice move. EFOI. This one here was the 8th of December. So if we go back a little bit more, this next one is going to be a losing trade, right? So most of these stocks, and this one is going to show the risk in the trade. It's like, if the stock is going against me and not going up right away, then I don't need to be in a trade. And so here we go, right? First 1 minute candle to make a new high once again, right? Cheaper stock though. This one is at 284. And the entry is actually 85. I'm going to check the high right here, right? I don't know why I was checking the high in this exact moment. The stock is so close to the level. I should have already knew where I needed to be getting long. And you can see the high of this red candle is 85. Orders are already going through. E-Trade, the level 2 will lag a little bit to update, but you can see here buying on the ask green with the green arrow going up. Orders are already going through at 85. I should have been in the trade, or at least been buying in that moment to get a decent fill. Instead, I'm going to be a little late. I'm going to take it at 90, but high of day is also at 90, and the pre-market pivot is at 311, which is my target. Can we get up there to 3 and then 311? If I'm in at 90, so this is why I don't mind getting in a little higher than 85. If I'm in at 83, 82, it's great. But even if I miss 85 and I can be long at 87, 88, 90, my target is 3 and then 311, 20 cents. I'm risking 10 cents. This is a 2-to-1 ratio in the trade. And so here we go. There's 90. We have a seller, 25,000 shares. But once again, we're in a hotter market condition, market sentiment. This is still December. This is December 22nd. So you can see on the other stocks, which we all traded in December, you're seeing follow through. So in this trade, I'm in a little high, but I'm not worried because we're seeing follow through all month long and even back in November. And so when it pulls back like this, look at how the candle is going to look on the one. I could have sold already, but you see when we start to look like a reversal candle, a doji to now shooting star really to now flush down. It's like, I don't know, some of you, depending on the terminology, shooting star, reverse hammer, gravestone, doji, this is now a sign of reversal. And so I'm telling myself in this moment, hey, better to get out at 78, 80, lose 10 cents than to hold this thing to the low of this candle here, which I believe was 73, or a low of day, which is at 70, because now I'd be at risk of losing 20 cents. The trade is no longer going to be a 2-to-1 ratio. And so that's what kind of got me. This day I had a pretty good sized red day actually a couple days ago, right? So it's going to pull back. I'm going to stop out. And you can already see the difference in this particular stock versus the other ones. The other ones never really dipped down again before going. They just went once we got over the level. So this is a false breakout. And some people, for some of you who will hold longer, maybe you hold through this dip. It does curl up eventually, but it stopped me out in the process. And so, it just wasn't a nice move. So yeah, I actually took another good sized loss on this one over 3, but this was just a choppier stock, I would say, BVXV, right? I'm going to take another decent sized loss over the level of 3, looking for that push it once again over 311, 315, 320 at that point. It's not going to work. So here we have, what's that, 5 examples, right? And these are all red to greens off the lows. The reason why, and we could continue to play this video, but it's not quite relevant to this setup. Like break of the whole dollar is what I took on the next trade here. But it wasn't this setup. This setup here is the first 1 minute candle to make the new high. And so, this was already a failed trade. If we go back to this one, the first 1 minute candle to make the new high, and sometimes it's like a bit of a 3-bar play, the third candle or the fourth, making that new high for the red to green. You guys will see it's like the same type of a setup. And so in episode 2, we'll look at the trades that are after the breakout. So once we get this move, let's say I now logged in, or I just switched over to the stock a little too late. After this move has already happened, how do I trade the next setup? We'll be looking at that 1 minute pullback in episode 2. We'll look at some green trades, some red trades, some flat trades, about 5-6 examples again. But it'll be a little bit more mixed. So hopefully you guys did enjoy this episode. Once again, I trade this strategy here religiously almost every single day. It's usually my first trade, which is why my first trade is always a scalp trade to start the day. The first 1 minute candle to make the new high off the lows, off the red to green, or the first 1 minute candle to pull back at the high of day levels on a bull flag. So we'll talk about that in episode 2. Guys, it's been Relentless Trader. If you did enjoy this one, be sure to hit that thumbs up button. I'll catch you guys in the next one.